So you played alongside that label and Chris Holmes. So how did the collaboration like start, and what was the experience like?
We played with that label. I think this was shortly after that Metal to the Masses competition. So it was like a pre-Bloodstock competition thing or something like that, where Dead Label were going to play in Bloodstock. It was the first time they were playing there as a not a headliner, but certainly they were advertised on the gig, which was which you know, so a big deal for them. Like, because I think at the time they weren't signed. I think they are now. But you know, like from my perspective, certainly they were probably one of the most well-known local Irish band at the time. Like so it was really cool to play with them. Like, you know, Claire, like their drummer, is a really cool person. Actually, was involved in their music video not too long ago. It was an interesting experience. As for Chris Holmes, we played with him over in Portlaoise, which was a cool experience, wasn't it, lads?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was very good. I don't remember how we got the gig, but I think Ian got involved and got the gig with the promoter and got the gig. But for me, anyway, it was really an experience because I have always been a big fan of Wasp. And when there's like Chris Holmes there and just had the chance to play, you know, and he's really a nice guy. So, you know, that was even better.
Tell them about the story with the amps.
Oh yeah, the amp. So we just come out there with the instruments, and he comes out to the bar. It's like he's a really big fella, so he's kind of scary. And he comes out, and he say, "What are you doing?" Because we're looking at the amps and say, "Oh no, we're just looking at the amps," and say, "Oh, if you need any amps, we can get you anything you want. You just go up to the store and you get anything you want. I'll get the sponsorship from, I think it was Black Star or something amps." So you can get any amp you want. It's like, wow, that is really something, huh? Like he's really sound guy.
And this was at 9 p.m. in the night or 10 p.m. So it was like not going to the store while it was open. No, it's like we go open the store, get the amp for you guys.
Okay.
Because he was that tall and that intimidating, you almost thought to yourself, is he going to rob the place, or does he know someone there? Or
I just thought he was the bouncer and was going to beat me up.
Good.
Yeah, but it was an awesome gig.
Mm-hmm. Dave, how you find the Irish scene these days?
Say it again, sorry?
How you find the Irish scene? Metal scene.
Oh, I think it's, as I said before, I think it's a really, really strong scene. I found out recently, actually, that I think we're somewhere in the top 10 for countries in Europe that have more metal bands for, I think we're 5th or 6th in that, believe it or not. So we have more than Germany and the UK, for example. I think it's just the Scandinavian countries and Greece that have more bands. So it's really cool. And as I said, I've been discovering all the different bands and all the different subgenres. But that said, I do think we're a country that is more known for a specific style of metal. I think in the Republic of Ireland, we're more of a sludge and doom metal country, as opposed to up north where we're more heavy metal, perhaps, because I've noticed a lot more bands of that genre, especially down in Limerick and Cork, that would be of that style. Like the really bigger bands like Two Tails of Wolf, for example, they're known for their style like there. And then up north you have like heavy metal bands like Lockhorns or Key Tosser, guys like that, who are really good. So yeah, it's a really strong scene, and you know, there's some really good bands out there, as I said, and even good new bands are coming out there as well. So there's something there for everybody. There's a sub-genre for everybody. So me, it's awesome.
Good. Because you have the metal radio, I know. So maybe you can invite some bands, you know, from Northern Ireland, heavy metal. And
yeah, well, I don't know too many of them personally. Like I haven't, but like all the same, if I meet someone who's down there, I'll let them know about you guys for sure.
It would be easy to make a small festival.
Who knows? There is the odd festival that happens in February, I think. Remember the Unleashed festival that happened a few times in February? Mm-hmm. That's more like the maybe the metal scene, and I think they have thrash metal bands, and there's regular metal bands who are playing that gig there as well. But you know, all the same, like again, Metal to the Masses would be another type of gig where those guys would come down, but they have their own competition up there as well, so like they wouldn't need to come down for that.
But I mean, a bigger venue like Battle Factory.
Who knows? Like They had that Iron Mountain thing that was on that was supposed to happen as well. Like that had a lot of bands from up north, and that's rescheduled now until next year.
Mm-hmm.
So as well, so that's a start. But they had that one that was remember that Clang Festival that was we were talking about before.
Yeah.
But that seemed a little unusual because like they only had like how they get those bands on like all the same. But again, we'll never know. We'll have to find out what it's like when it comes back on.
And
So
yeah, this year was some new festivals, Sunstroke and stuff.
oh yeah.
And all gone.
Yeah. Again, it's interesting to see how these types of festivals will turn out because bear in mind, Sunstroke is very new. So
yes, very new. Mm-hmm. And they are the Iron Mountain Festival.
Yeah. So it's hard to really predict how these types of festivals will turn out. Obviously, you want to be optimistic and say, yeah, like it's something new, it's something different. Why not? But that said, it's also like, well, it's a first time. Like, you know, what will it be like? And you can only be optimistic. Obviously, I'm not saying they're going to be like there's any reason to shy away from them, but at the same time, we'd be like, oh, I wonder how this will be. You're curious but cautious, if that makes sense.
So, Rodrigo and Hugo, you are the two Spanish in the band. Tell me about the difference between Spanish crowd and Irish one. And your favorite Spanish band.
Oof. It is weird because I thought, to be honest, I thought that at the very beginning, I thought that all the cultural differences, it was going to be more classes, but it's not at all. It's from the very beginning, we all like got along very well. We just got the humor that we have, different ones. So it's I don't see Spanish. I don't see Irish. I don't see Italian. Sometimes I even forget that we are from different countries. We are just having fun and playing music, and is when we play music, there are no languages. When we are having fun, like the for me at least is the English is sounding very natural. So you are more into the joke or the moment that into what is the language that you are telling about or that. And sometimes even that is talking about the cultural differences and the languages makes the joke more funny. So sometimes we many times look, guys, if sometime you see me, one thing that I'm going to tell you as a joke, and it's not that I'm insulting anyone or anything, is I'm going to say for some reason is you're looking at me or something, it's like I'm going to say that's racist, or that's racist, or he's racist, or whatever. It's just banter. It's just pure banter, and we are having so much fun about that. Nobody cares about where is each one or what language or anything. It makes actually more rich, because sometimes that is like talking. One thing that is really different is how is the music scene. So, for example, here in Ireland, we could see that is like you just write fevers, for example, and say, "Can I play there?" And he's like, "Yeah, you find a date and that, but in between each other and find a date and you can play." Or just go into another place, and usually many places has the drum kit and all the backline, and just that. But in Spain, it's totally the opposite. In Spain, is you have to pay to play. You have to bring all the backline, everything. You have to bring it to the place. Or if you don't have to pay, you have at least like they are going to put you some conditions, like you have to sell at least 100 tickets. That is in the end is paying to play. So it feels great. Feels great because it feels like in this country the music matters, and feels like in you feel like in Spain it doesn't. It's just a business. So it's really cool in that way. On the other hand, is like, for example, is that in Spain is like every city had at least one place that it was dedicated just for metal or rock music, and there were many places that had more than one, and it was great. Here feels like sometimes feel like you are very limited to 5 places in the entire country or something like that. So feels a little bit, tight. So, but yeah, no, for me, being Spanish, Italian, Finnish, Irish, whatever. Don't care. It's not a big deal. I don't see anything like that. Mm, since the very beginning I came here to Ireland, is like I felt like one more. So I've never seen like there's any nationalities or anything in there. I've worked with so many friends that are some from different nationalities as well. So this is the best example for me. Ireland is the best example of the no matter where you are, what is your language, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
So yeah. And Hugo, what is your take on this?
I agree. I think, like, we see the struggles we have as a band is not because of us being foreigners. It's just the struggles that every other band has in the country. A band formerly full of Irish friends, like, They Creep, they struggle with the same things as we do. So it's like, there's no such thing as a racial discretion on the bands or anything. It's just that, like Rodrigo said before, I think it's like the country is kind of limited on the, we're pretty much, we only have fibbers here to play, as a venue that, other venues are bigger and then you have to pay, or then you have to, be invited and so on. And it's kind of more complicated. We only have fibbers to play. We used to have the Gypsy Rose, but it's closed. So
Yeah,
it's very limited,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's any difference or cultural difference within the band anyway. It's just 5 friends having fun.
The only thing is that between Hugo and myself, for example, and even Franco knows a little bit of Spanish. Well, he is quite fluent in Spanish as well. So we can sometimes, the three of us, just speak in Spanish about Dave, and he is just like,
He loses his mind. But I think in any case...
what makes you think I don't know what you're talking about?
You don't.
I think in any case, the cultural difference is only good for us, because we have different influences, of Spanish metal or Italian metal, or, rock, or our own music, and then we bring in, and it's wider kind of influences.
Plus it's different perspectives as well. Like, in the way, like, we all come from different backgrounds. Me and Ian are from Dublin, and then the lads are from Spain, and Franco is from Italy. So it's different backgrounds give different viewpoints of how one would view something. Let's say, like how something would be written or something would be done, and we take it all into consideration for sure. So until we either all agree or we come to some sort of compromise, but it's like any other bands.
Like you said, like that's white elementics calculate.
Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly. Almost made a pun there.
So guys, I don't know who is writing the lyrics, and if it's one only person, and how is the process?
It's usually myself or Ian who would be the heavier side of the lyrics at the moment. I think he would be more on the inside. He writes a lot of lyrics for our songs. Most of them were written from All or Nothing, came from Ian. But they come from a different aspect. Sometimes they can just come from, I don't know, something from a personal experience. But sometimes it can come from something that we think all 5 of us is fun. For example, we have a song, which is talks about more of a pirate's view of the world, if you like. So for us, I think it's fun to not just have songs that would have a personal point of view, but something that's fun as well, like, something that people can relate to.
Many times also we take the approach of we also are on the way of writing a new song is first we work on the music. And then when we have a more established way of the structure of the music of the song, then we start feeling like when we are actually, like, let's say 50% of the song built just musically, we are like, okay, now what is how the song feels for you? What do you picture when you are listening to this song? So, for example, the first song that we ever wrote, that it was a Full Throttle from our first EP, the prologue. I remember perfectly that we were outside of the practice room and we were saying them, so what do you think about this song? And I remember perfectly that I was saying, I picture in my head listening to this song, the typical image is typical, but is going in a Cadillac through the Route 66 in the middle of the United States, So just driving, just you and yourself with the car, just driving like that, heard your hair up the wind. So it was like, so feels like a song about driving, feels like that, like just about freedom, about the freedom of driving, and that's how it start like Full Throttle. So many times it's just like that. It's just like, what do you feel? What that song gives to you, tells to you.
We don't have one writer either, so it's like it's the five of us doing this, music or lyrics. It just happened to be in on the last EP, but we all put our input on this, and it's like I have this riff, and do something with it, and then somebody comes with the riff much better, the lyrics much better, and it's like okay, so it's the five of us working on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Like what I meant by meaning is that like we produce a lot of the recent songs, but we're all open to all of our ideas, just for lyrics or riffs or stuff like that as well. So so we're all open to all those ideas for sure.
That's great. That's great.
So Element X has been involved with the Metal Prisons Metal Vision. So how did you get involved in the first place? Dave?
Oh, me? I actually have no idea. I got involved in that, to be honest. I was hoping Rico would answer that question, but
I think that's more the IT guy now, the Rodrigo side.
What do you want me to say? Yes, I don't know. It just feels natural for me. I always work with computers and that, so for me the social media is just one more part of the band. It's part of the band is the public facing part of the band outside of the music side. So it's just one more.
Like for me, that was just like something fun that we're just parts of. Like it's cool that we got to the final. Like it was, I think this country from San Marino ended up winning it or something like that. Like so, but it was it was something. It was something that was just a laugh, like from our perspective anyway.
Exactly, that's what I mean. It's like it was great. It's not like something that we took like, oh yeah, it's amazing. We are unique or something. It was it's just like. It's something is really fun. It was made to be fun, so and we had fun doing that. So yeah, it's just another day at the office.
Oh yeah, it was thing like I saw it like every week coming up competition. Vote now. So I thought it would be something big or something like. But
well, it's just that. It's just you don't want to. It's just also you don't want to just fall into the forgiveness. So it's time to time you have to remember people. Hey, here. We are still here. We are not dying or anything. And also vote us.
Yes.
And
yes, I was just saying, it's like, I was just saying, this is better than Eurovision. Vote for this. It's not on this year. Vote for this instead.
Still better than Eurovision.
And you also like you said, remind yourself that you are still here. Like, hey, so you're doing Hugo video vlogging. So is that also like part to remind people that you're still here, or was there something more that you felt like inspired to do, like the bass and so on videos?
The videos thing is just kind of me and Rodrigo talking, and like since we're locked, we can't do anything. We can't play, and we were bored. So what can we do? Just let's do the videos and see if get some reaction, and I think the idea was to kind of get the guitarists to do their parts as well, and so it's more like reminding people that we're still alive. We just can't go out and play.
And Dave is going to sing something like with the video vlog, or we are not going to see this?
I wouldn't rule it out. It's like I'm working on the songs right now, and I'm kind of fuzzy of it right now, so it's for good reason I'm not doing it yet. It's just, but I'm definitely open to the idea, but I have to figure out how the software would work for that. Like, so
I will say that if you want to see Dave in full action, just watch our official video, Heart of Fire. Just watch it until the end. Especially the end. Just the tip is that it's the end.
But the best experience is when we can go and see Element X.
Yeah, it is. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for go back to the stages and play again live. Is for us is different. Is
Yes.
sometimes is you can be more optimistic about the band or less optimistic or whatever. But when you jump on the stage as a band, that is an amazing experience. Is so incredible. So it's like I don't know. As I said, when I jump into the stage and we start playing as a band, I don't care if in front of us there are 2 people or there are 1,000. I don't care. I just enjoy myself so much, and I'm always the kind of person that believes that if you are enjoying on the stage, people outside is going to enjoy at least the same as you and probably more. So that's the thing, is the first one that has to enjoy on the stage is you.
It's not just like when we're on stage for me either. For me, enjoying the entire process of being in the band, not just obviously the songwriting, or not the songwriting, playing on stage, like, you know, is the most fun it can possibly get. But it's also rehearsing and writing songs, and for me, that has to be enjoyable as well. Like, because, you know, like, that's what it's all about. Like, you know, like, obviously playing it is the ultimate showpiece, but, you know, the creative process has to be enjoyable too, and it is.
So, guys, any favorite venue here in Ireland, or any country that you would like to play a gig?
Every country in the world.
Yeah. Let's start with Hugo.
I mean, I think we have Dublin. Okay, so we want to go up north. You know, we've tried to go there, I think, 3 times already, and every time we go there, something happens that the gig got cancelled. So we really want to get Belfast out of the way. Then we had the UK this year. We're not sure it's going to happen. Mainland Europe is also where we want to go. Like, we have contacts in Spain and Italy, but we just need to get things moving, you know.
Rodrigo?
Yeah, no, it's exactly what Hugo said. Is we just want to play as many places as we can. Is obviously we are never going to get tired of playing here in Dublin or even in Fevers. We love Fevers, but we want to play in more places, bigger places as well. Anywhere here in Dublin, in Ireland, like for example, we want to go to Dundalk, Drogheda. We already play in Westford or Waterford, but we want to go back. The same as Cork, Limerick, and Galway, everywhere. So we want to meet more people. We want to go other places to play, and with that excuse to drink in a different place. And also, as Hugo said, is Belfast has been a little bit of a tricky one because we already tried a couple of times, and it's like starting to be like a challenge. And the next one is obviously mainline UK, and then Europe is obviously, personally, I would love to play in Spain, a couple of places, and obviously in my hometown. That would be a dream. That would be a dream that I honestly is not like a dream that is not going to happen. It's like it's a dream that is going to happen eventually, but it's just that it's like obviously it's not like the same as when you are in Spain and you have to go and play in Portugal and France. You get a car and it's fine.
Yes.
In Ireland it's different to get away. So we want to prepare that trip with putting a lot of head on that trip. So that's why we haven't use those contacts already.
Yeah.
But one day.
In few cities in Spain, touring would be nice.
Yeah, that's our dream, and that's what we are looking for.
Yeah, as the lad said, like they were saying, like, you know, I'm the same. I'd love to gig as many places as possible. Obviously, Dublin is our home. It's my home, and I'm very proud to play in Fibbers. Like, that for me is our home venue. Like, we played like the vast majority of our gigs there, and we always enjoy playing there. But obviously, you want to explore different venues, different types of metal cultures, not just in Ireland, but also across Europe as well, like the likes of the UK and Germany and mainland, even Southern Europe, like Greece. Like as I said, I've heard some great things about the scene over there, and obviously Northern Europe as well, and Scandinavia. And of course, like for me, like playing in, like let's say Rodrigo's hometown is Zamora, that would be an awesome gig for me as well. I'd almost allow him to say all the talking instead of me that night because I wouldn't know any Spanish. So
I am ready already because with my previous band in Spain, I already play in my hometown because I was living in Madrid back in that time. So we played one gig in my hometown. It's a really small city.
Where?
So it felt great. It was really emotional. So this time I'm ready. I probably won't get into tears, but I can promise.
I will.
You're from Galicia, as I remember.
Close. It's a little city, but yeah, it's closer to Galicia, between Galicia, Portugal. And that.
They can have cheap beer and liqueur coffee.
If we know something in Spain, it's about cheap beer. Yeah.
And liqueur coffee.
Yeah. Especially about the cheap beer, especially this guy, Hugo, knows best.
Yeah. I know the roots of the cheap beer, all right.
Yeah.
Hence why they bring in they share a 6-pack of cans between them during rehearse. So €5 pack, huh?
Guilty.
Yeah. Nice stuff. Yeah.
Where would you guys recommend anywhere, like yourselves, obviously bar Netherlands and Greece?
So for me, I would say like Netherlands would be amazing, but we have mainly symphonical metal in Netherlands. And what I always find funny, like even like big bands like Lacuna Coil get like a real small stage like in the Netherlands. They're like here small. So,
compared to Within Temptation, it's a small,
and Piccadilly get like the best things, and like Lacuna Coil is like you get the worst stage. Bye. Like it's weird. So I imagine like if you go tour in Netherlands, it will be amazing. Like it gives like a lot of opportunities, but you have tough competition because you are not considered Dutch. So you have maybe a smaller venue. And secondly, there are a lot of gigs happening at the same time, so we need to compete with a place 50 kilometers. Like, for example, we had Tarja Turunen and Christina Scabi on the same day, 100 kilometers in the same country, playing apart. But like, the benefit is it's a huge country, like 60 million. So you just reach like a big group of people. And I think like you are different than symphonic metal. So I think it would like really fit into the scene as it is something else like.
Yeah, I think in Greece also it would be in a small venue, but nice venue. And but in Greece we have everything. So
I would love to go to Greece. Personally, I would love to go to Greece. I don't know why. I don't know how you feel that, but it's for me. It's like as a Spanish, I feel like Greece is Spanish and Greeks are really, really, really close, really, really similar.
Yes,
so I know that we are going to enjoy together in there.
Spanish, Italian, Greeks, Portuguese, Mediterranean stuff. But in Greece, we are going to have also cheap beer and good food.
You got me already.
Tour in Greece. Let's book a tour in Greece then.
Yes,
in
different cities. That would be nice, yeah.
For Netherlands, I can't promise like cheap things, but the crowd will be like big. I think the crowd is like squeezed always. It's like a lot of people during gigs always.
Nice.
Sounds great as well.
Oh yeah, we will see.
There isn't many mosh pits at our gigs. We encourage them. So
yeah, with COVID.
Well,
the COVID
we'll
thing
see.
And crowd like this, nah, I don't know.
Social distancing.
Masks.
Oh God. The idea of a social distancing mosh pit with the plastic gloves and the it's like I don't know where to push here or not.
I don't know how this will work
we'll see.
In concerts. I don't know. And in metal, rock, heavy metal, you have to move. You have to how you're going your space.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that type of thing where you're at a dance in high school where like the boys and the girls were in separate ends of the room, afraid to touch each other.
Yeah.
It's like that idea of a mosh pit almost.
Yeah. Let's see. After August.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
We're on the right road. Certainly here we're on the right road anyway, but I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, so once the festivals would go back, like which festival, guys, would you imagine yourselves playing at? Like what would be like the best one that you could, perform at from
Rock
all
am
your
Ring.
festivals?
Rock am Ring. For me, my dream festival is Rock am Ring. The
Nice.
day that I play in Rock am Ring, I can just go and die.
In Germany. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
Nürburgring.
I put Wacken up there, like for
Oh,
as well.
okay.
So
Another
I'm with
Germany.
Dave.
you what?
Wacken.
What is Hugo? What's for you?
I'm with Dave. I think Wacken is the place,
So everybody loves Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
German beer.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, that was,
Again, it's for beer.
Yeah. I'd be curious to check out Insurrection Fest in Spain as well. I heard good things about that.
Yes.
too.
Resurrection.
Yeah,
Resurrection.
or what's the other one? What's that one?
Rockfest.
What? No,
What about the Rockfest Barcelona?
Or
Yeah,
Leyendas.
there's that, but what's the one in France as well?
Rockfest.
Yes, that one as well. Yeah.
And what about Crosspop?
Belgium.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Mhm.
Again, there's
we're up to any festivals, really.
Leyendas del Rock. Alicante. Very good.
Even Hellfest or, a Rockfest Barcelona, as you mentioned before, like all these,
Yeah.
we're willing to play.
Yeah.
Festivals anywhere, even if it's a small festival, the festival is not just about playing. It's just about all the experience in the festival and
all
about
the
the people,
atmosphere.
about the party, about the getting crazy for 3 or 4 days and
Mhm.
getting no shower because you are just drinking and getting drunk all day.
And
Wake
were
up
the
and have your
recent
beer
festivals you were-
breakfast.
Sorry, which were the recent festivals you attended? Like,
Ooh, the last one I went to Bloodstock a couple of years ago. Like that was I wish we played there because it was the same year that we were at the final. So I wish I'd much rather that we played that. I was there playing in it, but the same nights we played with Dead Label for that going away thing for Bloodstock. They had a competition for 2 tickets, and I happened to win it. So I went there, and it was a really cool experience. Like saw like Judas Priest, Nightwish, Gojira, Suicidal Tendencies. What thing scared the bejesus out of me. Fantastic bands, but they were like I've never seen them like that. Like just to give the lads an idea, imagine these lads like looking like corpses who literally brought fire to the stage and lit almost the whole stage up before they played. That's terrifying, but fantastic.
Yes.
sorry,
So-
Hugo, what you were saying?
The last festival, I think was Rockfest Barcelona. I think was last year or the year before,
Oh,
and it was really good.
we
You
were
were
there.
in 2018, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, I
Rockfest
think so.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
You were
You
there,
were there
eh?
as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With
Uh,
Keith and Ozzy and Judas Priest and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Megadeth.
Oh, okay.
I saw Accept for the first time, and I really
yeah.
liked them.
Oh,
Ice
yeah.
Death,
Yes, yeah.
Stratovarius, Halloween.
Halloween, yeah, with the 2 singers. That was a
Now, listen, lads, thank you very much for having us. It was a
Welcome.
great pleasure. It's like, this is amazing. It's like,
Thank you
it
for
was a
coming.
great time. It was a great time catching up with you now here with the webcam because
Yes.
most of you, we already catch up in Fevers many times. So
Yes.
it's like, it's like the other day talking with my family, the other day talking with my workmates. So now it's this kind of guys.
It's the Fevers.
Exactly, the bunch of Fevers guys.
Yeah, we can't wait until Fibers is reopened. We're gonna meet there again in person.
Yes.
really can't wait.
So when Element X is going to play in Fibers, we will, as DMG, attend run towards it, and for the group as well. Just come to the gig, as Element X is amazing, like live, the energy, sound, and so on.
And
But
we're
for
going
now-
to have great time.
Yeah,
We
but
are.
for now, we are locked up in our home and so on. So for now, support the band if you can. We will put some links so you can like the band and follow their stuff on Spotify, on
Buy some merch.
websites. Yeah. So
Keep an eye on our Facebook, Instagram, or what was it? Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. So keep an eye on our social media because we have a couple of things coming up soon.
Elementx.ie, you'll find everything there.
Exactly. But follow Facebook and Instagram
Yeah.
mostly. Is soon we are going to have more news and more new stuff in there.
Good stuff.
And the viewers, of course, thank you for watching, and for people who will later watch and so on. Subscribe also to our YouTube channel, DMG, so you can see the interview on our channel, so you can rewatch it and so on and save it in your list. So yeah, so take care, everyone. And thank you, Element X, for talking with us and sharing some stories and so on.
Thank you for having us. Stay safe, everybody.
Bye.
Yes,
Stay
so see you
safe.
Be excellent,
Bye.
lads.
very soon.
See you. Night,
Easy,
night.
guys. Elementx.ie, be excellent.
Night, night. Bye-bye.
Night, night.